I'm watching them talk about the hyenas.
So we laugh.
Oh,
Wow.
they heard me say I'm talking about the hyenas.
I
Listen,
think that's the very first thing that came in was about the
well,
hyenas.
listen, y'all. Hyenas are actually kind of interesting, and if they wasn't so slightly disgusting, they'd actually be kind of cute. But they got some, some icky little things that they do. But they are actually like part of the ecosystem. Without hyenas, we would have a lot of animal waste because hyenas, like vultures, are scavengers. So they go behind the other animals after animals have been killed and slaughtered, and the lions in them might be kind of picky, and I don't want to eat that part. So the hyenas come behind them and eat the rest. And because they have such strong jaws, they can even eat the bones of animals. So they break it all the way down to dust. And then that's why we don't have a bunch of animal waste laying around in the wild.
Which is a great problem to have. If you consider it a problem, you're actually not looking at it with a broad enough eye.
Because you got to have, vultures and hyenas and stuff to pick up behind the other animals. Because some of the animals just be picky. They only will eat the flesh of an animal and leave all the bones and organs and other stuff laying around. And that stuff, it takes a long time for a large animal to decompose out in the open.
Ugh, it's still
And,
yucky.
diseases and all that kind of stuff could come about if that was allowed to just occur. But because Mother Nature is smarter than the rest of us, she created animals that will come behind the other animals and clean up that mess.
Whew. Lots to know, lots to learn.
I'm just saying, I've been learning about these animals for a few hours now, and I just think they just absolutely fascinating. Everything from African elephants to Barbarossas, honey. I didn't even know that such thing was a Barbarossa.
What in the hell is
A
a
Barbarossa,
Barbarossa?
listen, a Barbarossa is a type of pig, but it don't look like domesticated pigs like the ones we eat. This is a wild pig, and they are endangered, and they are typically solid black. They not wild boars, but the males look similar to wild boars because they have those tusks, but they're not boars. And they are a rather quiet little thing. And there's only a few of them left in the whole world. And so they found a male and a female to get them to hook up and have a baby. So they had a first Barbarossa that was born at the animal kingdom.
I'm still over here trying to picture what a Barbarossa looks like. I'm gonna Google it in a minute. Y'all, welcome,
Yeah.
welcome to the ladies' locker room where we're gonna find out. I'm gonna visualize what a Barbarossa is today. Not only that, we much like Judge Greg Mathis, we know a crackhead when we see one. What's up, y'all? What's up, sis?
Nothing, just chilling, enjoying life and learning stuff and just having a good old relaxing day. That's what I've
That's
been
a
doing.
that's a that's a real good thing. A good.
Hmm.
It's gloomy outside already. Now it's raining out, so that's today in general was a good day to just be lazy. You know,
I
that's
didn't say I
it's
was
good to
lazy. I just said I was resting.
well lazy in the sense of it's good to rest, y'all. Is exactly what I meant. It's good to rest. Do not push yourself. That 100% always grinding mentality will wear you the fuck down.
Yeah, I'm too old for all that shit. Um, I'm not doing that shit no more. I'm too old for all that shit. I got other things I need to do and have energy for. Y'all can have that hustle and grind. I'm done with that.
Yeah. And then you know what I've recently found out in recent years
Mhm.
that midday nap. Whew, I don't
And
know
see, I
why I
don't take a
ran
lot
from
of
naps
naps,
so
but yeah.
good. I ran from them so much when I was younger. Like I never really wanted to sleep in the middle of the day. But then when you tired, your body will catch up with you.
Mhm. Mhm.
I found pleasure in a good midday nap
I don't
recently.
necessarily take a nap, but I will lay my ass the fuck down. Okay. Now the offspring, he'll take a nap.
Okay.
He will take a nap. A lot of it is because he has discovered on his own that taking a nap, no matter how short, energizes him for whatever else he has to do when the evening starts. And for him, that's often working because he works evenings. So he gonna take his nap. He might wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning and eat something, but he gonna take his nap. And whereas
That's
with
a
me,
good thing he got that early though. He got the
yeah,
mentality early, you know.
yeah. I just lay down. I'll lay down. I'll put my feet up. I'll put my back massager on. I'll prop my legs up and get under a nice warm blanket or something. Whatever just relaxes me, but I may not necessarily fall asleep and take a nap.
Got you. Got you.
But I'm looking forward to those days.
Are you really?
When they come, hell yeah, I'm checking out. The hell yeah.
So today's show, I I don't like to see things like this, but then again, I do because it presents a very unique opportunity. So for this show, we're going to talk about writing your own ticket.
Okay.
And so there is a gentleman, Anthony Q. Farrell. He was a showrunner and an executive producer who used to be a writer on The Office. If you know anything about The Office was absolutely one of my favorite shows, or it is because I go back and revisit them often.
Mhm.
Um, but he was a writer on The Office for a set amount of time, and it ended up selling shirts at Macy's. So he found it hard, in his words, shockingly hard, to find another writing job after that show was no more.
Mhm.
And um, he feels that his race absolutely has something to do with it.
Because he black.
Yes,
Okay.
I'm gonna
So what
pause
is it?
that thought and get. I'm gonna pause that and get your thoughts on just the surface information.
Okay, so I can honestly tell you I never watched a full episode of The Office. Um, and sorry, never did. It just, I guess, because it was something I don't like watching about offices when I've been in one all damn day. How about that? You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck? I want to watch something that I just came from for. What the fuck? No, thank you. So for me, watching television is not, I don't like to revisit spaces that I've already been in
Okay,
for 8 hours. Okay.
that's understandable.
So, but I've seen clips. I've seen clips, and I like what's his face. And didn't Mindy Kaling? She was on The Office for a period of time, wasn't she?
She was.
And I'm a huge fan of hers. The Mindy Project. She is phenomenal. I will say that wasn't it? No, Donald Glover didn't come from The Office. Did he come from Parks and Rec or something?
But yes, he did.
Okay, so he came from Parks and Rec. Okay, so for me, I kind of understand what the brother is coming from. However, there is a glorious time to be black and be a writer in Hollywood, especially with something like The Office on your resume. Be-
Absolutely.
because it was a hit show. Just because my black ass didn't watch it doesn't mean other people didn't enjoy it. It was a hit show. It was on for a number of seasons. Several people in the cast have gone on to do movies, have their own TV series, and so on and so forth. I think the brother probably needs better management because me personally, ain't no way in hell I'd have that on my resume and I wasn't out here popping. Ain't no way in hell.
Absolutely.
So I don't know who his management is, but that could be part of the problem is that whomever his management is may not really be advocating on his behalf strongly to get him opportunities to be a showrunner on another series or get his pitches put in front of the right people for potential other shows because I wouldn't be me. I ain't about to have that on my resume and I ain't working. Fuck you
So
mean.
for
Give me an opportunity
clarity,
like that. I'm definitely taking it because I've it's been a dream of mine to always write for television or have
yeah.
my own movie, but the state of Michigan removed the Michigan Film Credit Incentive and Program. And so, for me, that was one of the things that kind of put all my shit on hold. But if I had already come from a successful show, I'm definitely going to be looking at maybe I need to change my circle if I'm not getting the opportunities that I should be getting because I have already had this stellar opportunity. I should be in line for most stellar opportunities. FX, HBO, Netflix, they all giving black folks stuff.
Yeah.
Good deals, lucrative deals, multi-picture deals, multi-series deals. Bro, get you a new manager.
Yeah.
Call Shonda Rhimes and ask her who her manager is. Okay, call Ava DuVernay, ask her who her manager. Call Issa Rae. Issa Rae got a
Mhm.
production company and everything. She got deals with HBO and everything. I'd be calling Issa, girl, who your
It
manager? Or
and
can
the
I come
writers
on
and all that.
board? Right, or can I come on board on your stuff? This is who I am and this is what I did.
Hmm.
He need to put himself out there and definitely look into change in management because I wouldn't have that. Not me.
I think that some people fear, the length of time since they've done whatever, because the sticking point for a lot of people in their own minds is you're only as good as your last performance. However, this was back in 2008 and 9. It was his very first TV writing job. So I think that that's something that could be used as leverage as well. Because for it to be your first TV writing job, that's a big deal in and of itself.
I would be tapping into the Black collective and asking these other. I mean, I don't know who he does or does not know, but I sure the hell would be trying to meet somebody. Shit,
Yeah,
it's social media. Hi, my name is, and I
absolutely.
used to write for the office. I'm looking for opportunities to write. I love your show. Whoop de whoop, do the da da da, la 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 la. Because again, Kenya Barris, Issa Rae, Donald Glover, because I'm wondering what Donald is going to give us now that Atlanta has had its final season and it was such a groundbreaking series in so many different ways and it broke so many rules and barriers and everything. Man,
Caused a lot of conversation.
yes, yes, thought provoking and just Atlanta deserves all the love, and I'm sure Donald Glover ain't about to just go and disappear for the rest of his life. I'm sure he's got other ideas. I even on the Atlanta, because I'm gonna want credit if they do it on the on the Atlanta Instagram page. I even told them Al, which is Paperboy, and some Gucci slides on a farm growing cannabis. That's a whole series right there.
Yeah.
That's a
Yep.
whole series right there.
Yep.
It would be fire. I would watch that. I would watch that because the episodes of him just doing those things were amazing episodes, very thought provoking. And it also showed that, as black people, we try stuff and sometimes we don't know what the hell we doing, but we try it anyway.
We tried
And,
anyways.
and we like, look, I'm going to eventually get this shit right, but I ain't had no business trying this by myself like this. I might need a friend.
Yeah.
Because I fucked up, hurt my leg, but in the process, I learned this about myself. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? And that a series around Paperboy and some Gucci slides growing weed in the woods would be fire. Okay,
Yeah, it would.
fire. Okay, so
Suggest it. Shit.
I already did. I put it on their Instagram and I got a copy of it. They
Yes.
didn't delete it and it got plenty of likes.
Oh,
So the thing
that would be
is,
dope.
for the brother, I really hope that he's not sitting at the crib staring at old scripts from the office, thinking somebody just gonna come knock on his door and offer him a job. That's what I hope
Yeah.
he ain't doing. You know what I'm saying? I hope that he is taking the initiative to go and talk to people. However, you talk to people, whatever your judge is, whether it's calling folks on the phone, saying something to them, like the Golden Globes and all this stuff. Didn't we just have like the Critics' Choice Awards and the Golden Globes and stuff? Bro, was you
Yes.
at those? Like, did you get a ticket? Like, cause I would be dead ass up in these award shows, shaking Shirley Ralph's hand, and you know what I'm saying, and talking to Quinta Robinson.
If
You
you
know what I'm
could
saying?
afford to be there,
Quinta
that's
Brunson
definitely
rather.
where you should have been.
Yeah,
If
I
you could
would.
afford to be there. Because some
I,
things are
what?
an investment. Some things are an investment. You're not just spending money. You have to consider the fact
Yeah,
that, what you're looking to get into or what you're looking to continue to master your craft in is going to is going to need for you to be in the room with who you need to be in the room with.
and they have after parties, so it ain't like you wouldn't have an opportunity to actually have a conversation with somebody because you could. You know what I'm saying? It's like ain't no way. Niecy Nash and all of them, all these award winners, was killing the game. I would ain't no way in hell
Right.
I would have an office on my resume, and I'm not out here working and creating and show running. Ain't no way in hell. Not the kid.
Right. Well,
I'm a shit.
here is the bigger challenge is with that on your resume, just considering that alone, you could be writing your own, right? And
Yes.
pitching those things. We got, if you don't have nothing else, you have Amazon, right?
Yes, and they have distribution deals, and long as you can get some money together, you can shoot your own stuff. They got Tubby now. Everybody's talking about the stuff on
Tubi.
Tubby. Some of it is absolutely ghetto, but it's also doing pretty well, and it's a stepping stone for people who did not have the opportunity to do it prior. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like things don't exist. I mean, Lemuel Plummer has his own network. Fubu has their own network. Black folks
Kiki
is
Palmer is coming
creating.
out with her own network.
She has her own network. So it's one of those things where I'm sorry, bro. Like I'm sorry you fell on hard times, but I also have to question how much of those hard times are you not taking the initiative to actually talk to people who can employ you and talk to people who can support what you're trying to accomplish and put some money behind you because you are already in the circle. You just have to
Yeah.
go and talk to the folks because you're already in the circle. It ain't like, you already there. What?
Well, he did
And if you don't
mention,
want it, come give it to me.
yeah,
Shit.
right, right, right.
I'll
But
take it.
he did mention that it was for sure a race thing because um he looked at why he couldn't get that other TV deal after um The Office and was wondering why that was happening. So
Cause he
further into
asking white
it,
people.
right,
I just
right,
told you
correct.
all the black people you supposed to be talking to, bruh. Like why you sitting up here waiting on the white folks to give you an opportunity when all these black people out here making moves? That's the problem. Okay, I'm not saying the racism don't exist. We know it absolutely does. And it
Right.
very well may be a factor. At the end of the day, though, there are too many black people that I have just named. And if I know who they are, why the fuck you don't?
Well,
Why you don't know who these people are, bro?
he
Why
very
why
well
you
may. He very well may. And then, for whatever reason, chose left instead of right.
but that's on him then. Because I'm not gonna sit up here and beg white folks to look out for me when I could be talking to my brothers and sisters who have been where I've been. They been
Yeah.
where he been. They been PAs. They been showrunners. They been in the writers' room, and now a lot of them have major contracts to create content, but give other people the opportunity to create content too.
Yep.
Kevin Hart got major deals where he can put people on. If you tell the brother you need to get put on, develop a relationship with these people, have a conversation with these people, introduce yourself to these people instead of sitting back waiting on white folks to give you an opportunity on their stuff. You could be creating your own stuff and co-creating or supporting another person that will then support you. Like,
Yeah.
what? I'm
Well,
sorry.
no,
That's the most empathy y'all gonna get from me.
nothing to apologize about, just simply because everything that you stated was true. But even further than that, if you never made it into the room with any of those people, you have a unique opportunity as a creator, and not only a creator of color with notable accomplishments on your resume. So you can continue to build your repertoire and write your products and produce and distribute your product so it can be out there, because it's no reason to have a lack or not being able to create or not wanting to create for an extended amount of time because of a lack of an opportunity or an ending to an opportunity.
Tyler Perry need a writer's room.
Huh, Ben,
He
for a
need
while now.
one. He don't think he need one, but he do,
Definitely for a while now.
because there's redundancies showing up in his work because he doesn't have one. And that's not because he's not talented. It's because thoughts will eventually run together if you don't have anybody else's thoughts in the mix. And you got too many characters not to have other thoughts and um, points of view being represented that keeps you from having these redundancies in your work. So I'm just saying, you
Mm,
got to be bold about some stuff, but ain't no way. See, I've never been fortunate to have that kind of opportunity. Every opportunity I've ever had, I created it. I've never had the opportunity to be in the room and be on an already hit show. I never had that opportunity. So I don't understand a person squandering that opportunity by not being more bold in
more
seeking
vocal.
their next opportunity. Because ain't no way in hell. Ain't no way in hell. Ain't no way I had that on my resume, but I ain't working. Shit.
Right.
Mm-mm.
Mm.
Mm-mm. I would love to have had the opportunity to write for a hit show and then turn around and put myself in a position where I had this on my resume. Now I'm going to work on another hit show. Now I don't know how long it's been since he last wrote. You said the show was like 2008, something like that.
Yeah, he did it for 2 seasons, 2008 to through 2009.
So you mean to tell me he ain't worked since 2009 and this is 2023?
Well,
That's a long ass time not to be out here networking. That's a
I
long ass
mean,
time not to have already put your own script together and pitched it.
we all as writers come to a phase of block. We do. But if that's your passion and something that you've proven to be good at, you're only doing yourself a disservice by not pushing forward.
I'm sure at some point during the time that he was on The Office, he wrote some original content. He really needs to start
I would hope that he would get it out.
get it out there because you know the game, bro. You know the game. You know the game. Fire your management because they clearly ain't working on your behalf. Cause and then pull your straps up and get out here and start networking with these people because you already have access. You already
Well,
have access.
this industry in as a whole is not built around inclusion.
Well, who don't know that?
Lots of
Who
people.
don't? Well, they gonna learn today because Will Packer. Okay, Will Packer has a long history, a long body of work that was independent long before anybody knew for real who Will Packer was. His work was independent. Before any studio ever looked at his direction, he had movies that was making $1 million at the box office because he had his team of people, the people who believed in him, his crew, and the cast members. They was out here putting flyers on people's cars in different cities, letting them know that this movie is gonna be in your theater in your hood. These are theaters in the hood. These are theaters in the hood. He had to pay money to have his movies in these theaters. Okay? There wasn't no distribution behind him. It wasn't no Amazon back then when he started. And he
Right.
had hit movies like Twa. He had three Twas, in fact. They made three damn movies. What else was one of his early films? I can't think of the name of it right now, but I've probably seen everything Will Packer ever done put out here in the universe. But when it was in its infancy, when Will Packer Productions was just a thought, and he was broke, and they was putting flyers and begging black folks come see my movie when it opened, and black folks was like, yeah, I'm gonna show up for you, and they were filling up movie theaters. That was all him and his people hustling.
Hustling and working
And
together and getting out
now,
the mud. Yeah.
yeah, and he even said himself, like, Hollywood ain't gonna look at you until you start making noise.
Hmm.
He was selling his product, because that is a product. A movie is a product. He was selling his product in the hood, making $1 million. But he had to pay folks with that $1 million. Okay.
Yeah.
But Hollywood was not checking for Will Packer until it got to the point where they was like, what you mean that movie made more money that weekend than our movie made at that theater that weekend?
Hmm.
Because even in the hood, the white folks, when they movies is in our theaters, they still want to make money. So when you got this independent film making more money in the box office than your big budget, whatever the hell, on the same weekend, you want to know more about the people behind that little independent film, right?
You sure do.
It was Will Packer. Okay. Now look at Will Packer. Look at Will Packer now. Look at him now. Look at him now. And the one thing that nobody has ever said about Will Packer is that he don't treat people right. You got to make sure you treat people right. You got
You
to make
do.
sure you treat people right. You got to make sure you pay your people, even if it leaves you broke at the end of the day.
Yep.
Make sure that you are creative. Like, you might have to shoot this shit at your own house, bro. You might have to shoot this whole
Mm.
series in your own living room. Okay. You may not be able to go out here and have sets and rent spaces and so on and so forth. You might have to be grimy. You might have to be grimy. But the difference now and when Will Packer started is that there is an Amazon now. There is Tubi now. There is Netflix now. There is the opportunity for independent filmmakers to have actual distribution on streaming platforms that did not exist when Will Packer was starting. You don't have the option, in my opinion, to make excuses today when somebody like him did what they did without any of these other opportunities existing at the time. Amazon distribution deals, all you got to do is type. You ain't got to have no experience
No
to get an
experience at all.
Amazon distribution deal. None. You ain't got to have no content ready to add to it
Hmm.
to get the deal. You upload the content when you feel like it, when it's ready. And you need to make sure that you have your film file and your closed captioning file for the finished product. Post production. That's what you need to have.
Look at that
There
free
is,
game y'all got for the low.
listen, because y'all ain't gonna sit up here and cry when you have had stellar opportunities and there's massive technology that exists to help you get ahead now, and you at the crib complaining. I ain't trying to hear all that. I ain't trying to hear all that because he can do it. He can do it.
He can. And to your earlier credit, even I'm confident that he's written some earlier works. So with that, you take what you have and use what you have, and that's part of your portfolio. That's part of your repertoire, no matter how old it is. Yeah, as get opportunities like The Office, of course you will have improved years later, but then you're going to continue to do that, and you're going to
Man,
continue to
go
get better
call
at your
somebody.
craft.
Go look, bro, if you listening, and you can tag them in and tell them I said it. I don't care. You
I
need to
do it.
start making some phone calls, and you need to start having some conversation with these other black people in the industry. And you need to fire your manager. Be independent and have independent management for a while if you have to. Get you an Amazon distribution deal. Get your content seen. Please don't sit back another 10, 15 years waiting on white folks. Don't
Oh
do it.
God, no.
Don't do that to yourself because it's not necessary for you to be in that situation, waiting on somebody to give you an opportunity when there's plenty of black people that will give you an opportunity if you sit down and have the conversation and let them know you need it. Because that's the thing. They don't know what you need. They don't know until you tell them. And this
There's
is from somebody who has a hard time asking folks for help, okay?
there's an opportunity to extend the table that's already being built for us to tell our own narratives through these channels that our people are creating for us and for the culture.
For from one of the writers of The Office. That should be I should be seeing that on TV right now.
Yeah.
I should be seeing that on TV. Don't sit up here and allow yourself to be disappointed because you're waiting on the wrong people to give you an opportunity. It ain't necessary to live like that.
That's across the board. If you're listening, that's law. There's no reason to do that.
Hell no.
Yeah, you can create your own opportunities. And then if you have to get it out the backyard, you created a set because the leaves just fell and that was the aesthetic that you was looking for. So you putting them leaves strategically in them piles wherever you need them to go, and you getting behind your smartphone that everybody got nowadays, and you catching your shots when you can't afford to do it any other way. That's what's been done for you already, or that's what's been done as an example from us, our skin color, those of us that are related to film industry that's making strides, that's making moves, that's making money, that's extending their tables, that's giving out opportunities for others to be able to join that. Whew, that's deep.
Tell bro I'll help them. Shit. But you gonna have to make the phone calls and make the connections with the people. Cause they don't know my black ass. I ain't got no writer's credit from The Office. But I can write my ass off though.
Right. Ah, man. Did you ever think that you would get to the point where you would um look into pursuing what you want to do again?
Well, yeah. One of the things I would like to do, in fact, is have some of these new folks that's in office now at the state level talk to Big Gretch about bringing back the film incentive.
Man, when you go get started?
I ain't say I wasn't gonna get started.
No, I said when.
I'm just
When?
saying I got to figure out which politician is the best one for me to hit up first,
I see what you're saying. I
because it's
got
got
you.
to be somebody at the state level. The federal government don't give a fuck about this. This is the state level. I might even just hit Big Gretch up. Period. Like, hey,
Hmm.
you
Hmm.
should bring this back because Snyder he tossed it like it wasn't shit, but we know he really wasn't doing it for people of color. He was doing it more so for his cronies, who probably was only using it to launder money anyway. But allegedly,
Allegedly.
allegedly.
Yikes on the
But
bike.
I'm just saying. But if I have learned anything at all, I've learned that I'm about to manifest everything I ever wanted in my life. I made that promise to myself, and every step that I take towards what I want, God has given me the resources to make that happen. Like,
Yes.
I done already said my prayers and I got my candle lit for the night. Okay. And I know what I want. I know what I want to do. And I'm manifesting that. I went through my jewelry box today, right?
Okay.
Because I kept having this dream over the last few nights where something was like, why are you not wearing this? Right? Why are you
Okay.
not wearing this? And I was like, yeah, why am I not wearing this? So I went through my jewelry box and I have like 5 bracelets, 5 healing stone and crystal bracelets that I
Okay.
have not been wearing. I don't know why I ain't been wearing them, but I haven't. So I took them out, I cleaned them. 2 of them need to be rebeaded. and I went on little Amazon and I ordered the stretchy, because like these bracelets they stretch, but you got to have that stretchy string that's like rubber but elastic
Okay.
that bracelets are made out of. I ordered a spool of that so I can rethread these two bracelets because ain't nothing wrong with them other than the string broke, but they
Uh,
are crystals and healing stones. And it's like I started sleeping with my crystals under my pillow to realign my chakras and help me with my anxiety. I've got my prosperity and my wealth kit together for my manifestation. And I am determined that I'm going to have everything I want and need, and I'm not going to lose nothing but the fat around my stomach. That's all I'm
that's
going to lose. I
I
ain't going to
like
lose
that.
shit else.
I like that. I like the way that you put that.
Because I've had to restart my life multiple times to get certain things that I wanted. And I'm not going to restart my life to get the next things that I want.
It's gonna come with ease
It's
and
going to come with
clarity.
ease. Yes. And it's going to be, I want a soft life. I'm not going to struggle no more. I'm not going to be in debt anymore. But I'm not going to lose nothing to get rid of that debt.
Right.
I'm going to have everything that I want. And I said I was going to do this first because it's helping me to have clarity, peace of mind. My body is healing, my anxiety is decreasing,
Those are all good things.
and then I will be able to write again. I have ideas. I even have outlines. I just need to now take those ideas and outlines and give them dialogue and character names and background and bring the whole story together. I got two ideas that I said I'm going to finish writing. And right now they're outlines of plots.
And that's okay because it sounds like what you're saying in order to get there to be able to finish the work, you have to go through this process
Yes,
I
because
was
one of
going
them is
right now.
also my first attempt at writing horror. I've never written horror before in my life, not even as a short story. I've written all types of fiction, short stories, um, but I've never written horror. I've never even tried. But I've always enjoyed horror, written by other folks like Stephen King and Wes Craven and Kevin Williamson. But I've never written it myself. So that'll be something new that I'm going to try. But I have to be in a certain headspace, and I have to have a certain amount of, I have to have a decreased amount of anxiety to be able to do that. Because I ain't trying to have nightmares. I'm trying to give other people nightmares, but I'm not trying to have nightmares.
I can't wait till you're able to get started on it. I
Oh
can't wait
yeah.
for it all, really, for real, because you know that is part of what we're talking about by writing your own ticket. It don't have to be hard. We make things hard. Lots of things are we're able to access with ease and direction if you only focus on shit you want to accomplish. But all of that just sitting on it and throwing your talent out the window and not ever really using it for what it's meant to be used for. No, I ain't doing none of that.
And that's why, like, I know some people, they saw I posted on my Instagram that I don't need, I don't need any, because I don't know if you've experienced this yourself, but I've had a lot of people DMing me talking about they can give me pregnancy and love spells. And
Oh yeah.
I take that shit as a threat. I feel like you trying to hurt me because I ain't asked for none of that. That ain't what I
You have
want.
not been solicited, sir, ma'am.
I didn't ask you for none of this. You started following me and you decide that you gonna slide in my DMs talking about something you gonna help me get pregnant and fall in love. And that ain't on my agenda at all. Like who told you that's what the fuck I want? And I know
And
that
where
part
you
of
come
it
from though? Where you come
just
from?
girl, and they call themselves tarot card readers and mystics and witches and spiritualists and everything. Y'all are flawed. Y'all are flawed in your way of thinking because you're misogynistic as fuck. And I'm gonna say it. I don't care if you male or female. You misogynistic as fuck because you looked at me. You saw a black woman of a particular age, whether you know I'm that age or not. I don't give a damn. And you just assumed that I want a man and a baby. I ain't never told none of y'all that's what the fuck I want. The fuck you mean? And you coming at me talking about some, I oh I see something in your future and I can help you with a pregnancy spell and I can help you with a love spell. I don't want none of that shit. Where the money at?
It's the people that be in mind talking about you're you can be my sugar baby.
I get that too from these old white dudes and the motherfuckers in the military. No, I ain't asked for none of that shit
What?
either. But it's people calling themselves being spiritual. You understand? And this is what you think a
I
person
Get
wants
away
and
from me.
needs.
Get away from
Your
me.
spirituality is off.
I don't
That's what I'm
want
saying.
nothing
You
like that around me. I'm not interested in none of
no,
that. What made you think by looking and generalizing that I would be interested in any of that?
exactly. Because who is your God that you gonna come at a complete stranger and just make the assumption that they want to have babies and want a man? That ain't no. We done surpassed that time. Me and God done already had this conversation. Okay. That ain't what we doing no more. It don't serve me. It don't serve his goals for me. It ain't what I need. It ain't what I want. Okay. I don't even have a fucking uterus. And you think I want a pregnancy spell? How the fuck does that work? I don't have a uterus, ma'am. I don't even have
What?
a uterus. I have been celibate for almost 6 years. Who the fuck you think I'm about to fall in love with if I'm not even dating?
They just assume, sis.
And that's the problem. It's internalized misogyny because these are women for the most part. Internalized misogyny that you think because I'm a woman, that's all I'm supposed to strive for in my life. Holla at me when you talking about the money. That's why the person that I have giving me spiritual guidance and helping me with my manifestation ain't never said shit to me about me having a baby or getting a man. She asked me, what would you like? How would you like to see your life? I told her about the dreams I've been having. Okay. And after I told her about the dreams I've been having, she's like, I got you. She gave me something to protect me that helps me with my anxiety, enhances my prayers and my manifestations. Ain't no pregnancies potions.
Look,
Ain't no love spells.
let me tell y'all something.
This is
When
goals.
when you over 40 and you already have grown children,
Thank you.
let me explain something to you. We ain't thinking about no babies, no diaper bags, no what you used to put on the baby booty when they break out in a little
The
rag.
Desitin
Yeah, we ain't trying to go find no Johnsons and Johnsons, nothing. Listen, at
changing no
all,
diapers today. My grandchild,
at
I don't
all.
want it.
Diaper bag. Whew.
And I'm only gonna
What?
do the grandchild when I feel like it. The
When
fuck
I
you mean?
feel like it, what you mean? Catch me in the air.
Okay. Like I want private jet energy. I don't want no damn baby.
Oh my God. No, just
I don't have a uterus. Who having babies with no uterus? Where they doing that at?
but see, the thing is, the conversation is that it's okay if you do, and it's okay if you don't.
But for me, it's a damn don't and don't come offering that shit because I feel like you threatening my livelihood. The fuck you
Not
mean?
threatening your livelihood.
Yes. Because why would you try to hit me up with a man and a baby when I'm trying to manifest prosperity and wealth and generational wealth? How is that? How do that tie in when I'm almost 50, ain't got no uterus and got grown kids? I'm trying to set my family up for the future, not be somebody's maid or baby carrier or nurse or caregiver
Baby
right
carrier.
now.
She said, I don't want to be a breeder. Okay.
No, I'm not. I've done that. It's over. I ain't been able to have kids since I was 31, and I'm okay with that shit. Don't come putting that on me. No. What you're talking about, y'all so called spiritualists, is not aligning with nothing that God has shown me my life is supposed to be. Because if He wanted me to be able to have kids, I would have been had kids by more kids by now.
It's first of all, in today's world and with today's youth, with today's things that influence these youth, the irresponsibility of other parents, I wouldn't be quick to bring one into the world anyway if they're not already here. And that's almost selfish, right? Because you want the next generation to keep procreating. That's what we're designed to do. But there was a 14-year-old girl that killed an 11-year-old boy aiming at someone else,
Aiming at someone else with what? A
aiming
gun?
with a gun. So the two girls were fighting in the parking lot. One of the girls, who was the mentioned 14-year-old, retrieved the handgun. It does not say where in which she retrieved it from. However, it had to be, on her person or near it, right? So,
Mm-hmm.
after it looks like it broke up, she went to aim at the girl that she was fighting and mistakenly hit an 11-year-old boy that died later from his injuries.
And now she going to juvenile
Hmm.
for Lord knows how long.
Right.
And the only reason she not being charged as an adult is because
Y'all make it hard to advocate for anybody that has not been through rigorous mental checks, rigorous safety checks, rigorous comprehension checks on how the fuck important it is to keep your firearms locked in somewhere where these kids cannot access them and do shit like this.
yeah, because the thing is, depending on where she is, her parents might be charged for that child's death
As they should be.
because where she get the gun from? If it was the parents' gun,
This
she
is
should
in
not have been
Dallas.
able to
This is in
access.
Dallas, Texas.
Okay, well we know Texas is different. They like Florida.
Yeah.
But there's still the possibility that her parents could be held accountable for her even have access to the gun in the first place. And if she bought it from somebody illegally on the street and she don't willingly tell who she bought it from,
Mm,
hmm
mm, mm. That's a shame. This is a shame because where the fuck she get the gun from?
that's my point.
And they should be charged. They should lose it all. If in fact the parent or parents is who she got this gun from, they absolutely should be charged and held accountable, equally as accountable.
And now she done altered the lives of how many people. And I'm not, and here's the thing. There's a possibility that there could have been some long-standing issues where she might have been bullied and stuff, things of that nature. And I'm sure that an investigation will determine that or not. But you also have to make it possible for your children to express to you when somebody is bullying them. And schools need to take more time to handle those situations as well. Because lately I've seen a lot of articles where particularly black kids have been bullied at school by non-black kids and the schools ain't doing nothing about it. And then when the
Right.
child that's being bullied retaliates, now the school want to call the parents in and all this other kind of shit. But when you were informed that this child was being bullied, y'all was acting like it was no big deal. And
Wasn't
now
doing
she
nothing
done
about nothing.
mollywopped. Right. Now she done mollywopped everybody that was fucking with her. And now it's like, oh my God, we gotta call your parents.
Right.
And that has to stop too. Because that is deeply rooted in white supremacy.
It's just an unfortunate situation all the way around. It just really is.
Yeah.
Um, Congrats to John Legend and Chrissy Teigen on the birth of their newborn. I haven't seen any pictures yet.
Congratulations.
Yeah, I haven't seen any pictures yet. I was looking for them everywhere, but she looks definitely very radiant as carrying the baby. So we wish them all the best. Also,
And that's her rainbow baby, I do
yes, it
believe.
is. Yes, and I think that's awesome. Um, what you got? We wrapping it up.
I mean, I don't know.
You know. Well, I got something. If you have not cast your vote yet, they are taking votes at the polls until March. So DetroitVotes.com, I think it is. If you haven't cast your vote yet for the Ladies Locker Room, we are a Detroit's local favorite podcast nominee for the Detroit Choice Awards 2023.
Is it
So
Detroit Votes? Is that the website?
I do believe it's Detroit Votes. Let me
I
double
thought it
triple
was
check that.
Detroit. I
It
thought it was
originally they made it as it was Detroit Choice Awards, right? But
right.
I think it was
They
Detroit
changed it.
Vote. Yeah, they changed it to where it led somewhere else.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool, cool, cool.
Yeah,
Yeah, vote for
so
us for that. We deserve it.
and do
We
we have
deserve it.
we have a lot of fun with this show. We do. We have a lot of fun with it, and it's stuff that educates you, makes you think, um, entertains you. Hopefully, y'all swear we funny. That's what I heard. But
Oh, they think
yeah,
we funny.
yeah, they
Okay,
said they
cool.
claim we funny. Um, but outside of that, thank y'all. We appreciate you. They have voted so far. We look forward to attending in September. It's gonna be at the MGM Grand.
Oh,
And
that's fire. That's fire.
ain't it though? Ain't it
That's
though?
fire. That's
You know,
what's
I'm
up.
already looking for the dress.
I'm just gonna go in the closet because I know I got some shit in there I ain't never worn.
Yep. See, there you go.
I know I have. That's part of my damn problem. I'm like, I got all this shit I ain't never wore. Like dead ass. I looked in my closet and I was like, bitch, you don't need to buy shit else. As I read my
Yes.
message from look, as I read my message that your order has shipped, I don't need I don't need I
You don't
don't
need
need to buy
nothing
shit else.
else.
I don't need to buy I need to just wear what the hell I got. And I will say this though, um, 2023 is what you make it. Like everybody has, unfortunately, some type of trauma or struggle or adversity they have to overcome. As a community, as a collective, we as Black people, people of color, people of Hispanic, Latino descent, people of the African diaspora overall, we really have it harder. I don't care where you're from, we have it harder because we are always inundated by systems that we did not create, that were created to oppress us. But we can get out of that. And we have to start doing things that are in our own best interests individually and as a collective. And one of those things I would like to see us do is not wait until February 1st to support Black businesses.
That's right.
We have almost everything that you think you need. There's a Black person that has it for sale. I am no longer buying designer bags that are not made by Black owned designers. That's one step I'm taking. I couldn't get the Telfire drop because they sold out of the bag I wanted, but I got the Brandon Blackwood, baby.
Did
And
you?
yes, Brandon makes beautiful, beautiful handbags. He does. And I have been following him on social media for a minute. And so I purchased my first Brandon Blackwood. And I love that he includes a thank you note with his purses. He literally is a
You make some beautiful
it's
bags
a
first and
handwritten,
foremost.
yeah, it's a handwritten signed note says thank you for your purchase. And he also has a charitable component for his business. So I may never meet Brandon, but I definitely support him and his endeavors and his philanthropy with my dollars. And I encourage us as a collective that we have to do better as well. We don't have to wait. Everything don't need a sale. Okay. Everything don't
Right.
need a sale. But at the same time, I would really like to see us not wait until February to support Black businesses, because that's one of the things that gets in my craw about you Negroes, is that when you want to when you're told that you need to boycott a white owned business because of how they treated Black folks, now all of a sudden you want to know where the Black owned business is at. Or
Mm-hmm.
February 1st come along, you want to know where you can buy Black. Like, these businesses didn't exist before this happened. Like, you don't have to wait until somebody act a whole clown towards a Black person with bad customer service, or February 1st rolled around, to support Black businesses. And in order for us to move forward as a collective, we got to be more intentional than that. Because that looks like you just doing it to try to impress other people. You're not really
To say
living
that
it.
you've
You're
done
not
it.
really breathing it. Right. You clout chasing. You're like, oh, look at what I got. And it was February 1st through the 29th. And I, no, no, no.
And after
Buy
that,
Black after that.
yeah.
Buy Black before that. Watch content made by Black creators. Because there's too many of y'all acting like y'all don't know what's on TV. And it's your own fault. It's your fault. It's your fault because the algorithms show you stuff based on what you already watch. So if you don't know about these Black shows, Black creators, Black casts in TV shows and movies, that is your own fault, because whatever the fuck you watch every day ain't got Black people in it. So
Well,
none of these algorithms are going to show you content with more Black people. I can't run from it. I can't run from it. I did not have to search for riches on Amazon Prime. I watched so much content that got at least two Black people in it. Okay. The Amazon was, hey girl, here's an email about riches. Here's a text message about riches. Here's our weekly newsletter about what's coming out on Amazon Prime Video, and riches is at the top.
mm,
Turn on Amazon Prime, recommended riches. I didn't have to search for it, because so much of what I watch has Black folks behind the camera and in front of it. So the algorithm already trends me towards content with Black folks in it. And it's like that on all the platforms that I watch, whether it's comedy, action, romance. I see all that stuff with Black folks in it. Even if they just in a supporting role, it got a Black person in it. It is showing up in my recommendations. And after the Black folks, it's the Latino folks.
but
Then
that
after
just
the
shows you
Latino
the
folks, it's the
power
Asian
of
folks.
that's the power of the way you arrange what you consume. You're going to get those continuous suggestions about what to put first or what to possibly watch next. I think that's dope.
And the wonderful thing about it is I learn stuff. You really get to learn stuff about other cultures, and you find out how much we are alike.
Hmm. Well, for me, I think it would be do not show up later talking about I knew such and such when you had every fucking opportunity up until they made it to that point of success where you could have supported, you could have bought a ticket, you could have shared a post, you could have should have would have bullshit. Don't do that. Don't do that. I think that's so crass and funky and stank and I just
I agree. Because my Black ass gonna be like, I ain't never met you before in my life.
security.
Who? Who is
I,
you? Where I know you from? I do that to people now. Hell, don't let me
I
get rich. I be
don't do
like, where do
that.
I know you from? And you
Please
just
don't.
now? You just now? Mm.
Man, mm-mm. Please,
Embarrass yourself like that.
please don't do that. Please don't do that. It would just look bad. It would look bad, like you would not be able to recover. Don't do that. Don't do
With
nothing
a
like that.
straight face. Who?
Y-
Be just like I treat my exes. I ain't never seen you before in my life.
What? Who are you talking about? Spell
Who,
it.
me? You talking about me? I don't know you. Where I know you from?
I don't recall any of that.
Damn. You sure it was me?
Look, y'all, thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of the Ladies Locker Room. We're on Instagram at Ladies Locker underscore room, on Facebook at LLR Podcast for myself and my co host. Y'all have a good night. We'll catch y'all next time.
Peace.